edition of the Griffins Coaches Show. I'm Sport Information Director Ben Mizera, and I'm joined today by head track and field coach Chris Butler. Coach, how you doing?
Doing good, yourself?
Good. So let's just jump right into it. You coming off the John Kraft invite. You didn't take everybody like you mentioned last week, but overall, your thoughts on how everyone performed?
I think we did pretty well. Some of our younger kids are still kind of getting used to just that competitive nature of week in and week out. High school, a lot of times they have 2 or 3 meets in a week. College is really more about the training aspect and then being able to perform at a high level on the weekends. And I feel like some of our kids are getting to that point. Obviously, taking a full roster, the ones that went did really well against some higher end competition. And I think that will hopefully pay off some dividends down the road.
And that was some high end competition. A lot of the Division I teams, you guys really did perform well. Individually, Sierra Moore stood out in shot put, as she said, new PR. Brian Wynn just missed his in the 60 meter. Those two, everybody's really doing well, progressing thus far. So each meet, those two seem to be progressing. What are your thoughts on how Sierra and Brian are doing so far?
Yeah, first on Brian, it's difficult, I think, at this point in the year because the weather has been, up and down. As a sprinter, getting out there in this cold, it can be a little bit difficult. He's done a great job with balancing that. And his consistency is really there. We know we're going to get about the same amount, time-wise, every time he goes out there. We're hoping when we get to that, month from now when it really matters, that we see that huge PR that really kind of pushes him up, kind of the national level. And then on Sierra Moore, that was her second collegiate meet. As a transfer coming in, she didn't get an opportunity to compete at her last school, and, she's a centimeter or whatever away from the school record, which is a pretty decent school record here at Fabon. And I think, she should hopefully have a chance at that this weekend. And she's starting to get confidence. After being out for a year, that confidence is starting to come back, and her upside is tremendous.
And I'm just seeing that she's now second. I think the Powhor, mistake if I'm wrong, goes with Raven in Vegas right now, and that is a good record. And she's already inching closer to that, like you said. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her progress as the year goes on. So now some rankings came out yesterday. The USTFCCA rankings came out, and we're in the top 35 on both the men's and women's side. We're three meets in, but overall, what does that show you about your programs that are already ranked in the top 35?
For us, we talk about all the time is we're trying to live up to a standard. And that's our standard. And every time we go into a meet, we want to increase our standard, raise the bar for what we're doing. For us, it's really just kind of a benchmark of where we are maybe against some of our competition. At the end of the day, it's are we living up to our standard? We can beat other teams. I think it's fortunate right now, this is probably the first time, the women have ever been ranked number 1 in the conference, but it's early in the year. And, so for us, it's really continuing to move that bar up. We know those other teams are going to get better as well. And so for us, it's keep pushing that envelope up, hitting those PRs, moving those school records even harder to go accomplish.
And it seems like each week you guys are getting new PRs. Someone's doing something progressive, even if it's just a little bit of minimal time or improvement. It seems like everybody's taking steps in the right direction. So now here we go. We're going to the Fred Wilt Open this weekend at Purdue University. I'm assuming we're going to see some more big-time schools since it's at Purdue. Overall, what do you want to see out of these teams? Are you going to take a bigger roster? You told me before we started this is going to be a 2-day event. So planning-wise, how does this go for you?
For us, planning-wise, it is a 2-day event. You don't see a lot of those during the indoor season as much, just because there's a little bit less on the event side. Friday will be the multi, so the heptathlon and the pentathlon will be going on. We have 3 girls in the pentathlon, which will be their first chance to get onto the track. So I'm excited to see where we are. We've really kind of grown that multi after Katie Gosser being, one of the top 50 freshmen in the country last year in the multi. Emily Bay and Jayla Jones will also be coming into that. And then the rest of the team will be there on Saturday to compete. So we're bringing the whole team this week. This will probably be our toughest meet of the year. Like you said, obviously it's Purdue. We're going to a Big Ten school. And they're flying some great schools in. Actually, the nice thing is Purdue compensates the teams to come in. So it makes for a better meet. The University of the Bahamas, which if you know anything about Jamaica and the Bahamas, they're pretty dang fast. And Alabama State, Tennessee Tech. I think the only one would probably be, I would say, on our level of talent-wise is Anderson University will be there as well. So it's a good chance for our kids to really get a barometer of where they stand nationally. For us, fortunate basketball and football at the Division III level, it really does matter which division you go to. For track, it doesn't matter. If you're fast, you're fast. If you throw far, you throw far. You know, when I was fortunate to be at the U.S. trials, you know, in the shotgun alone, there were 5 Division III kids out of 24 there. You know, so it doesn't really matter necessarily what's on the front of the jerseys. It does what's inside the jersey.
That is well said. Well said there. I like that. One last thing I'll just add in. Your overall thoughts. You know, we're about a month. We're almost 2 months in. Really, you guys started in December, but here we are. We're going to make the turn into February with 4 straight meets. But overall, how are you feeling? How are you feeling about where your programs are right now?
You know, I feel like we're healthy right now, which is, to be honest, it's kind of a first for us. You know, usually it's not so much injuries; it's just kind of the bumps and bruises. You know, of this time of year. Obviously, the weather's been a big thing. You've got exams. You have a lot of what I would call distractions. And some of our older kids, we're getting a lot more sophomores at this point. They're learning to handle those distractions, and we talk about it every day. It's not easy being a college athlete. You got to go to class. You may have a job. You know, and for our kids, how do I handle all those distractions? You know, and how they get in the way of my athletic performance. And so for our kids, we're doing a better job with that. I'm really excited. Hopefully, as this weather starts to turn, and we can get some of our groups, the throwers, the sprinters, the jumpers, outside a little bit more. We've been very cautious with them with the weather. But, you know, we're going to start hitting some real big numbers here as we get to the end of indoor season, then outdoor season. You know, for us, our real season is the month of May. You know, we're gearing up for the SLAC championship. We're gearing up for those last chance meets. You know, I would say if you're performing really well right now, it's either a good sign of where we're going to be or we're peaking a little too early. We don't want to really hit those huge strides until we get toward the end of the season.
Right, and I think we're all looking forward to that. I don't think you guys are peaking right now. I'm no track expert, but I see just little minimal steps that everybody's taking, and eventually it's going to explode at the end of at May that we're hoping for.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
That's what we're hoping for. All right, we'll work on that. So the team, like we said, it will be at the Fred Wilt Open this weekend at Purdue University. You can follow a full recap of that on PomPomGriffins.com. You can also follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages.